Oh, the 6 dance time. Bumping it's Charlie Davenport.
Coming off the corner, it's going to be Ben Crouch taking home the win here at Chicagoland. Lucas Holmes is going to take the win here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
PJ Williams will finally win in the Power Truck Series. Will he though? No, he won't. Kuklon will win.
We are the NIRA.
What's up, everyone? This is NSRacing97 AKA Nathan Stapleton here, and welcome everyone to Las Vegas Motor Speedway and for race 18 on the season and for the MGM Resorts 400. Last time out at Michigan, we saw the round of 16 elimination race, and we saw the 4 drivers that got eliminated from the playoffs: Juan Seminick, DJ Reed, Carl Friesen, and Jake Galloway. So it's gonna be interesting of how this one shakes out. Obviously, the big one that got eliminated in the round of 16 last night was Jake Galloway, finished second in the regular season championship. So that's gonna be big. And things are a little bit easier to make it to the final 4, but it's still not that easy with some of these drivers that are looking red hot in the playoffs here in the Cup Series. Today we start the round of 12 for these guys for Season 3. The next 2 weeks, we will see Las Vegas here tonight, this weekend for Talladega, and next weekend will be Road America to end the round of 12. So it's going to be a busy next week and a half to 2 weeks, but it's going to be a fun next week and a half to 2 weeks here for the Cup Series and the Truck Series as well. So, here's how the playoffs shake up going into this race. Roger Ray is the point leader with those 3 wins that he has. He got 15 total bonus points. So he has 3,015 points. Johnny Garner, who won at Indianapolis, has 3,010 points, I should say. And then for Rob Evans, Angel O'Vale, Sebastian Kukulon, Brett Sear, Wyatt Quayle, and Mitchell Collins, they all have 3,005 points. And then that's where the cutoff line ends. Those top 4 are in as of now, before race 1 of the round of 12. And the 4 drivers without a win yet this season are outside the cutoff line. Noah Clifton, Diego Yepes, Bradley Ream, and Zachary Giordano, all 3,000 points. So it's anyone's ball game, but if it's like the round of 16, which I think it very well could be, I still think that Jokers will be strong, and I think Rob Evans and Johnny Garner will be strong as well here in this one. But it's gonna be an interesting one for the MGM Resorts 400, race number 18 on the season and race 4 of the Season 3 playoffs. All 42 cars will get rolling off for race number 18 on the season, and we are in for a treat here today at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We did one here early on in the season, but because it's been so long, I don't remember who won that race. But it's gonna be interesting of who can get the job done here for race 18 on the season. Here's the top 10 for the MGM Resorts 400. The most recent winner, Rob Evans, who won at Michigan, starts on the pole, and alongside him is Angel O'Vale. One number 2, we have the 8 of Zachary Giordano and the 20 of Carl Friesen. And then we have Mitchell Collins, Ben Dover, Wyatt Quayle, Quinton Moore, Johnny Garner, and Osman Alman rounding out the top 10. 67 laps. We should see 2 pit stops, about 29 to 31, maybe 32 laps on fuel. So 2 pit stops, 67 laps, and we are in for a treat to kick off the round of 12 Rob Evans, Angel Oliveira. The Red Bull Cup Series playoffs round of 12 begin in Viva Las Vegas Real Green for the MGM Resorts 400. From the pole, Rob Evans will leave at number 1, but Zachary DeLello and Mitchell Collins are already going to make some moves. Collins making it 3 wide for the lead, and Rob Evans got screwed on the top side, but DeLello got a good one through the middle, and he's going to take the race lead. But for now, at least, because here comes Collins to the inside, and the Indianapolis winner, Rob Evans, making it 3 wide for the race lead already on that number 2. Gonna see this kind of chaos all race long. And now Ben Dover, who won the part-time race, he's moving his way up already. He's up to 2nd, at least trying to take 2nd away from Mitchell Collins. Now, like I said, Bronson Minute, Carl Ruiz and DJ Reed, and Galloway, Friesen, Minnick, and Reed all got eliminated from the playoffs at Michigan. And so that means there's 2 Jokers racing cars left, and there's 2 Penske cars left. There's 2 Evans Gone and Motorsports cars left, and there's a RCO car, there's a Stelcom car, there's a Premium car, and the Stuart Haas car. I think that's it. Oh yeah, and the Rick Whale and a Hendrick Motorsports car. So now it's a little bit even, because Penske had 3 cars in the playoffs and Jacobs had all 4 cars in the playoffs, but now that is no more. Meanwhile, going for the race lead, we have Dale Campbell to the inside of Johnny Gunn in the number 5. And with these guys, that's going to allow the pack to catch back up. And watch out, here comes the 95 with a massive run. And he's going to take advantage of that going into turn number 1. Then speaking of Premium, here comes the 27 of Nick Kennedy, who made it through the part-time qualifying race an hour earlier. An hour ago, I should say. Here comes Andrew Miller, Madison Tall, Friesen, Quinton Moore, and DJ Reed all moving the way up through the field. Right now, it's going to be kind of a cycle race until these tires fall off, and once these tires fall off, then it will get interesting. Andrew Miller not really having the best of seasons in that 3rd car for RCR. RCR's already announced that they are shutting down that 31 car for next season. So RCR is going to go back or be a 2-car operation. But Andrew Miller already has wide. He's going to JTG Dorley Racing in that number 47 next season in the JBL Cup Series. So I'm interested over there. Quinton Moore, he already knows what he's doing. This year's All-Star Race winner. He got a ride at Rickwell Racing in the number 52, I believe. So, gonna be interesting what he can do coming from one 14 to another 14. It's starting to get kind of dicey up front. No pun intended. As DJ Reed, who got eliminated at Michigan, is out front here at Las Vegas. And myself and Bradley Reed, who is now the highest playoff driver here at Las Vegas. Here comes that Winkle in the number 4. Angel Oliveira moving his way back up to the front. Shane Winslow in the 37. And here comes Sebastian Kuklon in the 41. Mark Davis and Patrick Smith. And Seth Law was moving their way up to the front. And now Oliveira started on the outside pole, going to try to take 2nd away from Zach Winkle. We saw this in the part-time race. Once they do, once they have a side-by-side battle for 2nd, then the leader can tend to pull away a little bit, and that's what's happening right now. But now that they figured out Elfea is gonna have a massive one, and he's gonna send it into turn number 1, but he couldn't quite get there. And DJ Reed is still out for him here at Vegas. 11 laps in out of 67. Shane Winslow up for it, and so is the 41 of Sebastian Kukulon. He won Talladega, was kind of quiet for the rest of the regular season, but he's kicked it up like 3 notches once the playoffs kicked off, and now he's up for it, the highest forward, and honestly one of the best forwards this season. Well, not really this season, but in the playoffs at least. Shane Winslow now in the number 37 for JTG Dorley Racing. We don't know if he will win in the Cup Series next season, but we do know that he's going to drive for Hill Motorsports in the Truck Series next season. So that's going to be interesting for him. We do know, we know that Alexi is going to be in this number 37 development driver to Troy White, and he's going to be able to get of the year contender in season number 4. And right there, you just saw that top side is starting to get some momentum as the 41 of Kukulon tried making a pass for the race lead, but he couldn't, and he got passed not only by Winslow but also by Angel Ovea. So that top side in turn number 2 is starting to work here at Las Vegas, and Winslow starting to block Angel Ovea, but he's not going to be able to block that. Ovea going for the race lead, and here comes the second JGL driver that is still in the playoffs. Watch away, the defending champion of the Rumble Cup Series. He's pretty much turning this into his series. 3 wins this season, looking for a 4th here today at Las Vegas. Now JGL 1-2. The 2 JGL cars left standing after the round of 16. Ovea and Roger Way out front. Bobby Frazier in 3rd. Yepes in 4th. And the Darlington Evan Hunter moving his way up, trying to get the 5th spot from Shane Winslow. Meanwhile, this 32 of Bobby Frazier is not racing any time whatsoever. He's up to 2nd, and he might have a shot to close down on the race leader Angel Ovea. And with that, all these Fords come from, like, I was saying that there's only 1 Ford up front of Kukulon, and now there's 3 of them inside the top 5. And there's about 5, maybe 6 inside the top 10. Frazier in 2nd. Yepes, who's been very, very consistent this season. Probably the 2nd best driver in the Cup Series this season without a win. Probably the top 3. No. Oh, jeez. Atlanta shoved Yepes into Bobby Frazier. That was kind of tight going into 1 and 2. And yeah, I say Yepes is probably the 2nd best driver to not have a win this season. The best driver to not have a win this season is Noah Clifton. But Yepes, 2nd best driver without a win this season. I believe finished 3rd or 4th in the regular season championship. So definitely very fast this season for that number 52 team. Angel Ovea out front, and we've seen this a lot lately, ever since Pocono for the regular season finale. Ovea out front, he's kicked up a menage here in the Cup Series, and now he's trying to get win number 2 on the season and lock himself into the round of 8. Now last season, Ovea made it into the round of 8, but he couldn't make it into the round of, he couldn't make it to the final 4. So, in last season he was a rookie. So Ovea doing the exact same thing that he did last season. He made it through the round of 16, trying to make it through the round of 12 and make it into the round of 8. But he wants to get one. He wants to do one better and make it into the final 4 this season. And if he keeps this up, he might as well do that. But Evan Hunter, he wants to spoil the party a little bit. Same with Travis Crampton and Zach Winkle. Crampton already returning. It was announced that he's returning to Front Row Motorsports, but Front Row Motorsports is streaking down from 3 colors to 2 colors. So he's going to go to the 38, while Evan Hunter is going to the 95. So there's a lot of silly season stuff that has already happened. Pretty much most of the silly season stuff is done, besides whoever wins Bouquet of the Year and ultimately the championship. But right now, Oliveira doing a strong performance out front. Lap 21 of 67, about 10 laps away from round 1 of green flag pit stops, and so far we are clean and green. The first race on the season here at Las Vegas had 2 cautions, but so far we are caution free. And now here comes the Toyotas of Roger Way and Christian Vargas. I don't know if I know anything about where Vargas is going in season 4. I might know, but I don't remember on the top of my head. So Vargas is searching for a ride, as far as I know, in the Red Bull Cup Series, or soon to be the JBL Cup Series in season number 4. Toyota's 1, 2, 3, and Roger, he's trying to take the race lead away from his teammate Oliveira, and he's going to allow Vargas to catch up with him as well. Crampton trying to catch up to these top 3 Toyotas, and here comes, in my opinion, 2 of the dark horses for this season in the playoffs. Zachary Delello, he was really consistent, made it into the playoffs, and he's been scared consistent ever since the playoffs started at Indianapolis, and same for Bradley Wing. But I'm not too surprised with this 22 team, because in season 1 I believe it made the playoffs. I don't remember who was in it, but season 2, last season, Travis Crampton drove it and won twice and made it into the playoffs as well. So I think this 22 car has made the playoffs in all 3 seasons. I think. I don't remember about season 1, but at least 2 out of the 3. At least 2 out of the 3 seasons in the Cup Series. So I'm not too surprised, but Bradley Wing, he's done a pretty good job for a rookie. He's kept it clean for the most part, and right now he's trying to make it into the round of 8 in the playoffs. But right now these guys need to stop bound for 3rd, because these Toyotas of Vargas and Way are 2-car tandeming here at Las Vegas, and they have a pretty big gap, almost a second, 7/10 of a second gap over 3rd place. Crampton, he wants this 3rd spot though, but so does the 8 of Zachary Delello. Delello wants this 3rd place spot as well, and that's gonna allow those top 2 to form even a bigger gap. Oliveira just decided to back out of it, and now Crampton is up to 3rd. But now, because of that, because these guys keep on bound for 2nd, these guys keep on pulling away. That's the thing about this package that we only get to see here at Las Vegas this season. Is that if you go side by side with this package, the 550 horsepower package, it just does not work. But maybe they can figure out, because now, that was close between Oliveira and Crampton. Maybe they can figure out as Delello and Crampton are single file, and Crampton, he has his teammate of Evan Hunter right behind him as well. So, front row Motorsports and RCR moving their way up to the front with Delello, Crampton, Evan Hunter, and Andrew Miller. But this is what I was talking about. Halfway through the run, to like 15 to 20 laps in, to especially 28 laps in, these tires have fallen off about 5/10. So now that these tires have fallen off, the field has separated, and now it's gonna be interesting, because it's gonna come down to pit stops now in about 3 laps. Well, actually, I think this time by. Yep, this time by on lap 29. Pit stops. First round of pit stops on lap 29. Oh boy! Christian Russell gets turned. And he's gonna get spun around. And he's gonna go back up the racetrack. Right, Quail. Alexander Rowe, and it's the big one at Las Vegas. They're still wrecking. And Ultimate Armament is upside down. Well, for the 2nd straight race, calamity happens during pit stops. I thought we were gonna be fine, but we won't. This happened at Michigan, and this happens again at Las Vegas. I don't know if everyone that pitted, Focus, Winslow, Foils, Davison, Rob Evans, I don't know if they will be screwed from this. But man, a big time crash here at Las Vegas. Now everyone else is gonna pit here on lap number 31. I don't think it's gonna hurt the people that pitted right when that caution happened, because I think they're gonna be just fine. Maybe. They're all one lap down though, right now. They might be on the tail end. Because they're gonna get the lap back right here. But by the time that these guys are done with the pit stops, they're not gonna be able to gain the entire lap on them. So I think Focus, Crampton, Winslow, Foils, Davison, and Evans will all be on the tail end of the lead lap now because of that. We go from being fine for pit stops, I believe for the entire season, and now for the playoffs, two harmless shenanigans have happened, and for 2 races in a row. Well, let's see. Will my theory be right? Will these guys be on the tail end of the lead lap? Yes, they are. They will all be on the tail end of the lead lap. Well, Focus, who was running second before pit stops, and Crampton running third before pit stops, just got screwed here at Las Vegas. Well, with that being said, let's go in and see what happened. Stupidly, here at Las Vegas to bring out the first caution of the day for the round of 16 opener, or the round of 12 opener, I should say, and for the MGM Resorts Fund. Here we go, this lap, and people were pitting, and Elijah Gordon just clipped the corner panel of Christian Russell just enough to send him down onto the grass. He was able to save it, and he could have just went through the grass and been just fine. But he decided to go onto the pit road, onto pit road, and within all, if you like do that, then we're just gonna spin out, and that number 7 car spun out, went through the pace car, and then unfortunately this one, it just did not end well after that. Nowhere to go for Wyatt Quayle. Josh Williamson got a piece of it. Nowhere to go for Stephen Cohen. Alexander Lowe splits the two apart but gets involved. And then the second pack came in, and nowhere to go for Patrick Smith, Jake Galloway, or Benny Watson. And then once Hamid came back down, a close call for Brett Sealer, but then Hill got into the 13. Watson got into the 13 again. And then nowhere to go for Alexander Lowe, and oddly flipped him off, going in the middle of 1 and 2, and he ended up barreling a couple of times. So, a weird crash. I'm not really happy right now, if you can tell by my voice, because this happened for 2 straight races now. But that's just another for you, and it's gonna be an interesting second half, that's for sure, here at Las Vegas. Following along with the 7th of Christian Russell. Following along with the 13th of Osman Hamid. Welcome back to Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the MGM Resorts 400 at Las Vegas, and for race 18 on the season for the Red Bull Cup Series. We will go back green past halfway on that number 35 of 67. Still one pit stop to go, and it couldn't happen late in this race. Dale Camel, Christian Russell, Osman Ahmed, Jake Galloway, Wyatt Quayle, Patrick Smith, Eli Blight, and Ben Watson are all out. Alexander Roll, who got involved in that crash, is 1 lap down, and then for Rob Evans, Mark Davison, Daniel Foles, Shane Winslow, Travis Grantham, and Christian Vargas, they are all on the tail end of the lead lap. They want a quick caution to save their race and to get back on the lead lap. So right now we have 28 cars on the lead lap, and Roger Way somehow ends up being the race leader here at Las Vegas, trying to get win number 4 on the season. And you can just see, like you can just tell, the 6 car is only going 153. So I don't know. I don't think that those 6 guys that want a caution will have to wait too long. But if a caution doesn't happen sooner rather than later, then it won't matter because all of them will be a lap down. Mark Davison's gonna go a lap down right here. Shane Winstoff is gonna go a lap down right here. So if we don't get a caution soon, then all 6 of these guys and the races will be done. At least for the win, at least. So some playoff implications in this situation, because for Wyatt Quayle, he got destroyed. And he was in, and he's in the playoffs, so he's gonna have some heavy lifting to do at Talladega and World America. This is pretty much the easiest track that you can win at on in this round. So you have to have a good one here, because Talladega, all bets are off, and in World America it's 50-50 on what happens there. But right now, is Deletto and Way bound for the race lead, but now Andrew Miller's gonna make it 3 wide for the race lead. Yeah, all 6 of those guys that were on the tail end, they are on, and they are all on. They are all 1 lap down now. So that's unfortunate for those 6 drivers. But Andrew Miller out front, Zach Winkle trying to take second way, and here comes 2 front row motorsports teammates, Evan Hunter and Quentin Moore. That's the only bad thing right now, because like, if Travis Grantham was not a lap down, then all 3 front row motorsports are to be inside the top 10 right now. But that's just the way that in our world sometimes here at here on another. But just checking to make sure that we are all Gucci. Stephen Coleman's not fine. He has engine damage. He's gonna be a factor in. Well, Alexander Roll all by himself, he's only going 149, and these guys are going like 184, 185. So we're probably gonna crash at some point with the help of Alexander Roll. But right now, Andrew Miller out front here at Las Vegas. Zach Winkle in second. And technically in third, it's about between these two, Yepes and Quentin Moore, because Mark Davison and Shane Winslow, they're trying to get the lap back and get past these guys and hope that they get a caution to happen, which we might right here with Alexander. Whoa! Oh jeez, he's gonna cause a caution. at some point, and now the 34, the 38, the 18, and the 8 are all gonna get held up because of Alexander Rowe. And Alexander Rowe's gonna block these 4 as well. And they were all running really good. And the thing is, Dillo and Ovea, they were really good. Ovea was probably the fastest car of this race. And he's getting screwed by the 6th car. And now no, Clifton's gonna get held up, Brett Seals gonna get held up, Mitchell Collins, Ben Dover, Bobby Frazier, and the 24 and the 1. So many cars that can get held up. And actually no, the 6 moved up to the top side, and now Bradley Weem, Friesen, Minnick, Gordon, and Kuklon are getting screwed. But Weem is not winning. He just made 3 right through the middle. Just making sure that everyone gets by this 6 car just fine, and looks like we will here at Vegas. And the middle out front, trying to take the race lead back from Sawrinkle, and he will. And technically the guy in second is the 52, who's helping his teammate Mark Davidson, trying to get his lap back. And behind Yepes, he has another guy trying to get his lap back, the 95 of Vargas, and then behind him is another guy trying to get his lap back of Daniel Royals. So these guys, even though they are a lap down, they are fast still, because they're still in this lead pack. It's pretty much those 6 lap down cars, plus Miller, Yepes, Winkle, and Wade right now. Those are the 10 cars that are making it up this lead pack. So there's not many cars in this lead pack. And the interesting thing is that we might have late race pit stops. We very well might have late race pit stops because they pitted, the rest of the field pitted on that 31, 32. And they were able to probably save a little bit because of the cautions, but they went back in on that 35, and it's about 29 to 30 laps on fuel. So, they would oh boy. If we go caution free to the end, they're gonna have to pit about lap 64 to 66. So they're gonna have to pit late in this race. Here in this one, so this is interesting. But Mark Davidson, he has his lap back, and so does Flores and the 95 of Vargas. They all want a caution to happen right now before Watchway passes them again. And oh boy, they might cause a caution. That was close between Foils and Vargas. The Foils, they're gonna put them a lap down again. Way is fast. He is ultra fast right now. He's trying to get rid of number 4 on the season. I don't know what the record is. I think it might be 3 wins, might be 4 wins. I don't know. I think the record is 3. So if Rodgway is able to get 4 wins and wins Las Vegas today, then I think he's gonna have that I think he's gonna have that record. Oh boy, catching it. Oh, there they go. I knew that was gonna happen. And Yepes is involved. Rob Evans is involved. 2 playoff drives, and oh no. Oh, Evan Hunter as well. Well, I knew they were gonna crash with Alexander at some point. And there it was. Watchway is loving what he's seeing behind him. That's for sure. So, there's that caution that those 6 cars wanted. But the only one that's going to be able to get the lap back is going to be Mark Davidson. And Yepes, he's all torn up. He was, I think, running inside the top 3. Yeah, he was in that lead pack, so he was in the top 4. And now Yepes, he's going to have a long 2 weeks here in the Cup Series. Same with Rob Evans. So that's 3 drivers that are in the playoffs that are gonna have that are gonna need a lot of help at Talladega and Road America. Rob Evans, Diego Yepes, and Wyatt Quayle. So Mark Davidson was the only one to get his lap back. But the others, they were not able to get the lap back. So, yeah, So, I guess on the bright side, you have these 5 foils, Winslow, Woe, obviously multiple laps down, Crampton and Vargas, they were not able to get the lap back. But for these guys, they can make it all the way now. They don't have to pit again, unless we get another caution. So, we don't have to worry about fuel mileage at the end of the race, and Noah Clifton with a great pit stop, O'Vale with a bad pit stop, Friesen with a bad pit stop, Joe Gibbs Racing with a bad pit stop. They are still on pit road. O'Vale is still on pit road. I don't know what happened to him, but he was 4th at the time, and he's gonna be the last one on the lead lap. So a lot of people got, some people got good pit stops, like Noah Clifton. We didn't see him always long until recently, and he got a good pit stop, and he's gonna be starting up front on this restart. Yeah, he's gonna be 4th on this restart, and here's the interesting thing about Noah Clifton. This is his 2nd season. Combined, he has 12 top 5s and 21 top 10s, but his best finish in a points-paying race is 3rd. He's never won a race, and he's never finished 2nd. So we just have to wait and see if Noah Clifton can get the job done here at Vegas. But before we go back green, let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the 2nd caution of the day, and for race 18 on the season, and for the MGM Resorts Fortnite at Viva Las Vegas. Here we go, this is what happened. Alexander, who was stuck in 3rd gear, we caught up with him again, and this time we were not as lucky. He blocked the 51 and he tried blocking the 65 for whatever reason. Rob Evans could not still up in time, and Roger Way actually got a piece of that as well, but he went around, and then a big hit for Yepes, Vargas, Crampton involved. 2 lap down colors that they might be a factor late in this race. Watch where he got a piece of it, so that's gonna be interesting of how slow the race leader is. And then for Evan Hunter, who was in 6th at the time, had nowhere to go but into the 65 of Rob Evans. That was a big time hit for him. Luckily, no one else was involved, but that is a tough way for Evan Hunter. Was inside the top 10 always long, and he was involved. It seems like people that have been up front always long, like Rob Evans, Travis Crampton, Christian Vargas, Roger Way, Angel Rivera, they keep on having problems. A lot of the people that were inside the top 10 keep on having issues here in this one, and unfortunately, they have big problems. For Rob Evans, Diego Yepes, for Evans, Hunter, and Yepes, they all have big time problems here at Las Vegas. Following along with the 65 of Rob Evans. Welcome back to Las Vegas. We will go back green on that 55 of 67 here for the MGM Resorts Wanted. On the bright side, we don't have any lap cars on the tail end, but now we have 5 cars on the inside lane, and most notably that 6 of Alexander Rowe. Cars that are out are obviously Rob Evans, Evan Hunter, and the 52 of Diego Yepes. Alexander Rowe 2 laps down, and then Voiles, Vargas, Crampton, and Winslow are all 1 lap down. Top 5 is Miller, Way, Winkle, Clifton, and Bendover. And oh jeez, like, we know of how bad the 6th car is. he is super freaking slow, and this is not gonna end well. Not too many cars will have a shot at the race win now because of this. Oh boy. At least we don't have to pit anymore. But this is hectic. These guys need to be careful. They need to be careful. I think these guys will be fine if Alexander Wolf does not do what he did to Rob Evans again. But the only guy that I really see that's getting held up is maybe Quinton Moore. Like, everyone else is not in the playoffs that got held up. But anyway, up front we have the 31 of Amanda Miller lean, and I was just talking about him. Noah Clifton he's never won a Rebel Cup Series race, and he's never finished second. The best he's finished is third. The regular season champion has never won a cup race. But here's the thing: last season he was good in the second half, but not good in the first half. This season he's been good all season long, and he's matching numbers, and he already has more top 10s than what he did last season. And this is only race 17, and Clifton through the middle got shoved by Bendover, and he still is bound for that race lead. But yeah, like Clifton already has 6 top 5s. He had that many last season at the end of the season. He had 10 top 10s. He had that many at the end of the season. So that just shows you of how good this double zero car has been ever since pretty much about this time in season number 2. So Clifton really fast, and right now he's in second. Trying to get his first career Rebel Cup Series win and lock himself into the round of 8. Probably one of the top 4 favorites for this championship. Coming into the round of 12 now. Clifton, Garner, and Way, in my opinion, are like the 3 that most likely will make it. But then that 4th one is kind of all over the place, because you have Bradley Ream, who's getting good. Speaking of Bradley Ream, he's up inside the top 5 and 4th now. You have Kukan, who's doing good, so I don't know. That 4th, 5, and 4 spot is going to be interesting. Heck, I don't even know what's going to happen at Talladega and World America. Something could happen to one of the 3 I mentioned, Clifton, Way, or Garner, and they might not even make it into the round of 8. So I don't know, but I'm just speculating. I think Clifton, Watchway, and Garner will probably make it. But anyway, Noah Clifton out front. Francois Chastain out of nowhere in his 21 machine. He's up front. Bendover, Watchway, Bradley Weems, Sat Winkle, and Andrew Miller. A couple of new faces of Noah Clifton, Francois Chastain, and Bendover. But for Watchway, Andrew Miller, and Sat Winkle, they've been up front ever since first round on pit stops, and here, and hello to the number 6 car of Alexander Rowe. And this time he's gonna hold up. He did hold up the 21, the 19, and the 4, and now he's holding up Andrew Miller and Bradley Weems. Bradley Weems gonna be able to get by, but boy. Zachary Delano moving his way up inside the top 10 now. But hopefully we stay caution-free to the end. But with the slow call of the 6 car, I don't know of how long that will last. We don't need, like, I don't know. Anyway, now it's a 2-car tandem. Noah Clifton and Bendover out front. Francois Chastain, Watchway, and Zach Winkle in a 3-car tandem trying to catch up to him. And then you have Bradley Ream, and 2 LCL cars, Andrew Miller and Zach Cordillo and Blunt Smith trying to catch up. All 3 Penske cars are now inside the top 10. This is what I mean. Penske, they've been pretty strong pretty much the second half of the season. So they could have a shot at making it to the Final 4. But if they want to win this race, they need to catch up to the second pack or second group. And these 2 groups need to catch up to the top 2. But they are running out of time. They only have 3 laps to go. And they didn't gain anything. It is 1.1 1 seconds last time by. They are trying, but now Wajaway's trying to take third away. So I think that might have just done it. I think it's going to come down to Noah Clifton and Ben Dover. No, they have to pit. Noah Clifton and Ben Dover has to pit. No! The top two have to pit. Why? DJ Reed has to pit. Did they not get enough fuel in? I don't think they got enough fuel. And the round goes Zachary Dodo. That's gonna end the race. Oh my Jesus, and there goes the other two football motorsports cars. No, but Sierra just upbreaked. Sebastian Kukulon as well. Who's gonna win this race now? It's gonna be Wajaway. Wajaway. People went out of fuel and everything. What the heck? What the heck? The Coca-Cola 600 happened. Kind of. Clifton was lean, and then he had to pit. Same thing happened again to him. And all the chaos. Roger Wade's gonna get his 4th win on the season. And lock himself into the round of 8. Oh boy. But Seal's destroyed, Travis Swampton is destroyed, Quinton Moore. Delo's not even gonna make it back to the line. Kukulon got involved. Oh boy. That was weird. People were pinning when I thought they were gonna be good to make it. Cause they just pitted. They legit just pitted. Under that last caution. But I guess some of them couldn't make it. Man, just imagine if that didn't happen. For Noah Clifton and Ben Dover and for everyone else. They probably will finish about where they were at. But I guess there was a good reason why Roger Wade wanted to pass Francois Chastain. Cause I guess his crew chief told him that the top two were pitting. And what did Roger Wade do? He passed the 21. Well, he was passing him down the back stretch, and then once the top two pitted, then they started wrecking, and then Roger Wade took advantage of it and won the race back to the line, and ultimately won this race. Roger Wade. There's not much I can say about this guy. He is turning this series into the Roger Wade Cup Series. Won the championship last season. I think had 3 wins last season. And now gets his 4th win on the season in pure chaotic fashion. And locks himself into the round of 8. Incredible. That's all I can say is unfreaking believable and incredible. But before we see the finishing results, let's go ahead and see of all the pandemonium that happened towards the end of that race here at Las Vegas. Here we go, this happened. We saw that the top two, Noah Clifton and Ben Dover, were pitting. And then off of turn number 4, Bronson Bennett tried making it 3 wide between himself, Bradley Ream, and Zachary Delillo. And I guess Delillo thought that he was still clear, because he came down on Bronson Bennett. And he tried saving it for a long time, but once he got into the grass, there was no point on saving it. And then Bronson Bennett just turned him after that. Delillo was sideways for a long time as well. And then once they got back onto the apron, Bennett just ran away and saved that car and was not involved after that. But then Delillo hauled his shot into the outside wall. That was tough for him because he was 6th place at that point. And then for Travis Swampton, nowhere to go, and nowhere to go for his teammate either. That was a big shot for Quinton Moore off the ground. Massenthal had a good shot of that, and then Sebastian Kukulon just got spun around. Not a big deal for him. And then in came Brett Sela and Bobby Frazier. They missed the 8, but they couldn't miss the 36 of Travis Crampton. And then that shot the 9 of Brett Seal up the racetrack. And then came back down the racetrack. And Foyles had nowhere to go in the number 17, and that took him out. Even though he only had a bad race being 1 lap down. What a race. That's all I can say here at Las Vegas. And a massive crash to end a wild race at Las Vegas. Following along is the 8 of Zachary Doletto. And I don't know. I don't think meant to do that. But he just turned him, and unfortunately, Doletto was the victim. It would have been fine, but then that second pack came in, and then Brett Seal came in. Because like, these guys were still racing back to the line, so they couldn't really do much to stop it. Ah, man. Just insane. That's all I can say. It was insane. And then, for Roger Way, he decided the lap prior to pass the 21 car. And then, Ferguson ended up helping him in sealing his fate. And because the top 2 pitted, and because there's a caution in the crash, Roger Way got lucky, and he was able to get his 4th win on the season here at Las Vegas. But man, I feel bad for that. I feel bad for Noah Clifton, that's for sure. He gets 22nd, but he could have won the thing if he didn't have to pit. Wild race. Roger Way wins. Swallow Chastain in 2nd. Winkle in 3rd. Miller in 4th. Weem in 5th. Collins in 6th. The Penske boys that are still in the playoffs. Collins and Weem got great ones. 5th and 6th today. Elijah Gordon in 7th. Alno Oliveira bounces back to 8th. Kennedy in 9th. And Friesen in 10th. Garner. Where did Gardner come from? He ends up getting the 11th out of nowhere. Minnick gets 12th. Josh Williamson gets 13th. Davison in 14th. Tall in 15th. Blott in 16th. John Andrews in 17th. Bobby Frazier in 18th. Cohen in 19th. And Kukulon gets 20th and ends up being the last car on the lead lap. Quentin Moore, he was crashed out, but we saw what happened to him. He was technically out, I think. I don't know, he might have been able to crawl back to the line. But, Quentin Moore, Noah Clifton, Ben Dover, Sherman Stoff, DJ Reed, Zachary Doletto, Brett Seal, Fergus, and Crampton all 1, 2, or 3 laps down, and then Alexander Rowe was 4 laps down. And then for foils, Hunter, Yepes, Evans, Hamill, Russell, Hamid, Galloway, Quayle, Smith, Bright, and Watson, they all 3 left in this one here at Las Vegas. So, for some people, they got great ones here today at Las Vegas. Like, of course, Roger Way winning. Bradley Lee, Mitchell Collins, Joe Oliveira, Johnny Garner. All got good ones, but besides that, that was it. Clifton was gonna have a good one. He could have won the race too if he didn't have to pit. Kukulon got 20th, and then after that, it just got weird. Doletto 26th, and then Sealer 27th, and then Bob Evans 34th, and Whitefield 39th, and Yepes 32nd. So some people got good ones, some people got meh ones, and then some people had bad ones in DNF. So while Vegas, I thought this was gonna be calm. The test races were fine, but we all saw what happened in the actual race here tonight at Las Vegas. And while one for sure, then you got so much rush and here for the MGM resort spawning at Las Vegas. That was a wild one, and it's gonna be even wilder when we go to Talladega this weekend and Motor America next weekend. So thank you guys so much for watching. Congratulations to Roger Way on getting his 4th win on the season. And the points, the playoff points, Bookie of the Year points are coming up next at the end of the video, and until Talladega for the Cup Series Race 2 of the round of 12, and for the trucks to end their round of 12, and to see if who gets eliminated over there, which that's gonna be interesting on Friday. Those points are ultra tight as well. Until Talladega this weekend, I'm NSRacing97 AKA Nathan Stapleton, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.